Picture this. Around 11,000 to 4,000 BCE, humans embarked on a game-changing journey, transitioning from nomadic lifestyles to settled communities through the agricultural revolution. In a world where survival was the primary goal, this shift was monumental. Imagine for a moment a time when human beings were at the mercy of nature, their lives governed by the pursuit of food. Hunting and gathering were the order of the day, and life was a constant cycle of search and consume. Then something extraordinary happened. Humans began to experiment with the land around them. They discovered they could cultivate plants, leading to a reliable and sustainable food source. This wasn't just an innovation, it was a revolution, a radical transformation in the way humans interacted with the world around them. This newfound food stability allowed humans to stay put, to establish permanent settlements. The nomadic lifestyle was left behind, and the era of settled communities began. The revolution didn't stop there, though. The human inclination for innovation continued to thrive, giving rise to the domestication of animals. Animals were no longer just sources of food. They became partners in labor, contributing to the growth of agriculture. The agricultural revolution was a catalyst for change. It was the first domino in a series of events that would lead to the world as we know it today. It set the stage for advancements in technology, social structures, and even the development of language and writing. But most importantly, it paved the way for the rise of civilizations. The ability to grow food and raise animals allowed societies to flourish. These thriving communities eventually grew into the first cities, the cradle of civilization. Join us as we explore how the cultivation of plants and domestication of animals not only provided a stable food source, but set the stage for the rise of civilizations. These stories from our past are not just history, they are the roots of our present, the seeds of our future. They remind us of our journey as a species, our triumphs, and the challenges we overcame. So let's delve deeper, let's discover, let's learn. Fast forward to 3000 BCE, where Mesopotamia, the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, witnessed the birth of the first urban centers. This region, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, was where human society took a quantum leap forward. At the heart of it all were the first cities, teeming with life and buzzing with activity. These urban centers were not just conglomerations of dwellings, they were vibrant ecosystems where culture, law, trade, and religion coalesced to form the building blocks of organized society. The cities of Mesopotamia, like Uruk-Ur and Babylon, were far more than physical spaces. They were the birthplaces of the world's first written language, cuneiform, an innovation that revolutionized communication and record-keeping. They were where the wheel was first put to use, where complex legal codes were developed, and where monumental architecture reached new heights. Trade flourished within these city walls, connecting distant lands and fostering economic growth. Religion too took on a new form, with intricate temples and complex rituals underscoring the spiritual life of the city's inhabitants. These early urban centers set the stage for the rise of subsequent civilizations, from the Greeks and Romans to the modern metropolises we know today. They laid the groundwork for global cultures, economies, and governance systems, leaving an indelible mark on the course of human history. Stay tuned to uncover the secrets behind Mesopotamia's pivotal role in shaping our world. Now, let's journey to the 20th century. In 1947, the partition of British-ruled India resulted in the creation of two separate nations, India and Pakistan. This was not a simple act of drawing a line on a map. No, it was a seismic shift that sent tremors across the entire subcontinent and beyond. The partition's roots lay in the centuries-old religious differences between Hindus and Muslims, exacerbated by British colonial rule. When the British finally decided to grant India her independence, they did so by carving out a new country for the Muslim minority, Pakistan. But the birth of these two nations came at a horrific cost. The partition triggered a wave of violence, with communities that had coexisted for centuries suddenly turning against each other. It is estimated that up to 2 million people lost their lives in the ensuing chaos and communal violence. And then there was the mass migration. With the new borders drawn, Hindus and Sikhs in Pakistan and Muslims in India found themselves on the wrong side of the divide. This resulted in one of the largest mass migrations in human history, with up to 15 million people crossing borders to reach their new homes. The partition of India was not just a political event. Its ripples continue to shape the political and religious landscape of South Asia even today, with ongoing conflicts over territories and identities. Join us as we explore the complexities and consequences of this historic divide. Fasten your seatbelts as we enter the mid-20th century. In 1945, the world witnessed the unimaginable, the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This event wasn't just a display of scientific prowess, but a chilling reminder of humanity's capacity for destruction. The journey towards the creation of the atomic bomb began in the 30s, with the discovery of nuclear fission. By splitting an atom, scientists realized that they could unleash an unprecedented amount of energy. This breakthrough caught the attention of world powers, and in the shadow of World War II, the race to develop an atomic bomb was on. The United States, under the project codenamed Manhattan, marshaled its brightest minds and vast resources. Names like Robert Oppenheimer and Albert Einstein became intricately linked to this daunting endeavor. In a remote corner of New Mexico, the first atomic bomb, aptly named Trinity, was successfully detonated in July of 1945. The impact of the atomic bomb on the war was immediate and profound. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki resulted in a swift end to World War II. But the victory came with an immense human cost. The two bombings claimed over 200,000 lives, most of them civilians, and left lasting scars on the landscape and the survivors. The unleashing of atomic power also raised complex ethical questions. Was the use of such a devastating weapon justified even in the context of war? And what would the existence of such weapons mean for the future of humanity? The atomic age had begun, bringing with it a new era of geopolitical tensions, arms races, and debates around nuclear disarmament. The development of the atomic bomb remains one of the most significant and controversial turning points in human history. It's a stark reminder of our dual potential for creation and destruction, a testament to our scientific ingenuity, and a cautionary tale of the ethical dilemmas that come with such power. Let's peel back the layers of history to understand the ethical questions and lasting consequences surrounding this pivotal moment. As we wrap up this journey through the corridors of time, it's clear that these turning points are more than just historical footnotes. From the agricultural revolution that began our shift from nomads to settlers to the birth of the first cities, the partition of India, and the atomic age, each has left an indelible imprint on the fabric of our society. They are the keystones that have shaped the very essence of our existence. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious,